Okay, never mind. I got it working. I was looking in the wrong area. Okay, so everybody, I hope your New Year's is going good. Um, Mine is going okay. 2026, big deal. Hopefully, everything will work out for the entire world. Um, and I hope everything works out for you, of course. So, welcome to Motivation Saturday. Originally, it was Motivation Monday, then it was Motivation Tuesday, and then Motivation Friday. But yes, it is now Motivation Saturday. Why did I change it again? Well, it's pretty simple. One, um, everyone has free time. Well, most everyone has free time on Saturdays. So I figured, okay, it would probably be better to do it on Saturday. So then I can reach out to all of you. And two, I have more free time on Saturdays as well. um, I try not to be that busy on Saturdays, but I like to stay busy. Okay, so for Motivation Saturday, new year, new energy. Um, when I mean new energy, I also mean new you, new me, new everybody. Positivity. Okay, so hey, welcome back to Motivation Saturday, everybody. I am Sensei Joe in the house. Um, if you're tuned in right now, I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this clearly. You made it. You made it. You survived another year, 2025, the past. And that alone means you're stronger than you think. But you're never truly alone. And if you are alone, if you feel that way, you got to try to make yourself stronger then. But you're never truly alone. And I suggest you not be alone. Anyway, now let's talk about what today really represents. So, a new year isn't just a change on the calendar, it's a reset, um, a mental clean state, or I'm sorry, a mental clean slate. um, a fresh chance to decide who you're becoming. Okay. You know who you are. You know what you want in life. Um, but you also need to know who you're becoming. There are different versions of you. Okay, I said versions, not virgin. Okay, because I know someone's going to say something later about it, so I decided, okay, I'm just going to say it first. Ha! Beat you to it. Ha ha. Anyway, there are different versions of you. There's different versions of me. There's the really nice, respectful, full of energy Sensei Joe. And then there's the Sensei Joe you do not want to see mad. uh, anyway, um, try to stay positive. Uh, so, who are you becoming? What version of you do you want to be? You should always strive to be better than you were yesterday, or the day before, or the year before, or decades before. Hey everyone, how you doing? Hema, cool. You want me to teach you Muay Thai? Really? I haven't taught Muay Thai in a long time, but I do teach it within my Bushikanru Karate program. So it's a mixture. Yeah. So Exactly. Yes, you are right on. Okay. Okay. So I said a new year isn't just a change on the calendar, it's a reset, it's a mental clean slate, a fresh chance to decide who you're becoming. And someone said it's just a change on a calendar. Nothing changes if our mindset is weak. Bingo, you got it. Yes. In order to make a positive change in your life, you cannot have a weak mindset. You have to be strong mentally. Physically is something different. But if you can be strong physically, that's also cool. If you can be strong both mentally and physically, that's even better. So when I say being strong physically, like lifting weights, well, you do want to exercise, but don't overdo it. People who tend to overdo it wind up just focusing on that and not everything else in life. And don't get me wrong, it's cool to be in that shape and all that, but you got to focus on other things in life because that also works your mindset. Um, so yeah, physical strength. You want blah 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 blah. So we got mental strength and physical strength. You want to be strong physically? Yes, exercise a bit, run a little, jog. Walking actually, I find out, is better for the glutes because you can squeeze your buttocks while you walk, and that helps with the muscle. Running helps with endurance. So there's a difference, and both are beneficial. I would focus on the in between, do both. Yeah, lift some weights, do Muay Thai, Judo, Karate, stay in shape physically. So be physically strong, mentally strong. Focus on the positive. Meditate. I used to meditate all the time. There is no such thing as over meditating. You're not going to die from an overdose of meditation. Not like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, who died from overdosing on the Force, which makes absolutely no sense. So, yes, meditate too. That really helps with your mind. I don't meditate as much as I used to. I will here and there. I miss it. I love it. Tai Chi is a form of meditation. I suggest you do that. And there are some of my students on here who wants the Tai Chi with me. Don't you make fun of it. Yo, Eve, thanks for the rose. Um, One Zorfi, thank you for the rose. Um, so yeah, meditate, Tai Chi, and all that. But you got to, in order to be physically strong and mentally strong, you have to focus on the positives. Yes, sadly, people complain a lot. Um, and sadly, they complain about something that is not really that important. So I like to use this as an example because I make fun of it. I know that you come. I know I'm going to use this as an example. I'm not being negative here. It's just something that's true, and I do make fun of it. So when people complain, let's talk about America, United States of America. Anyway, people's rights are being taken away. Someone says something, okay, that's it. No one, no one really does anything. They don't complain a lot about their rights being taken away. But if their favorite TV show gets canceled or the Twinkie factory down the street gets shut down, they will complain like crazy. So as I said before, a lot of people do complain about things that's not important, that don't make sense. There are things they should be complaining about, and they're not complaining. So yeah, things are backwards. Anyway, let's get back to this. So a fresh chance to decide who you're becoming. Um, so that's like not really your identity, but about who you want to be in life, what you want to be, how you want to be. So new year, new energy, new decisions, but, and there's a big but here, and no, 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 I'm not talking about Rosie O'Donnell's fat butt, if you know who she is. But let me keep it real with you for a moment. A new year doesn't magically change your life. You do. Okay? You do. So when I say, "Oh, hey, it's the new year," uh, new year, new you. Yeah, I mean that. But you can't have a new you if you don't work on it. You are the one in charge of making your life better. Yes, there are people out there with power who will put up roadblocks to make things hard for you. But if you're going to back down, you're not going to make any changes. You got to fight hard. What I'm saying is, if someone complains why I'm so fat because you ate that much or became lazy, it's you. I mean, you are the cause of your problem. That is true. That is true. I like that. Yes. uh, uh, I've came across that many times myself too. When I was teaching martial arts, um, when I was teaching martial arts, especially like Muay Thai, I had some really overweight people join, and they're like, "Ah, oh, I am so fat and all that," and I'm like, "Okay." So what are you eating for dinner tonight? And they tell me all these things they're going to eat. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to exercise, you got to work on your diet too. You can't eat all this junk food in exercise. It's not going to fix you. Um, you have it takes two. You have to watch your eating, and you have to work out. Now, can you watch what you eat and not really work out? Yes, but it's a slower process. Pretty much can't eat anything, just maybe a salad, and then that's it. But that is so hard, and I don't suggest that type of routine. But yeah, uh, I know what you're saying. I've heard the complaints from those type of people before. But you know what? New year, new them if they work on themselves. Um, so a new year doesn't magically change your life. It's you. You change your life. How do you do that? Well, here is the best advice I can give to you. It's up to you. It's you. You have the power to do it. I don't know how you're going to change your life to a positive, and well, I don't know how you're going to change your life in a positive way. You have to find that yourself. It's like a it's like your mission in life. I have no power over it except for motivating you. Okay, Jake, nice meeting you too, man. And thanks for all those comments. Uh, I really liked your comments. I thought they were funny, but they were true. And I like that. So thanks for putting a smile on my face, man. Uh, so, in order to make the positive change in your life, you have to find those motivations, those inspirations. I might not be the best motivator, best inspirator in the world. I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to help. Uh, I'm inspired and motivated by my idol, who's no longer breathing today, the late great Jason David Frank. Thank you, man. You really helped me in life. So, too many people wait around for motivation to hit them like lightning. Can motivation hit you like lightning? No. But I will tell you this, you can find motivation easier than you can getting struck by lightning, because it's not lightning every day. Um, oh, Jake, that's awesome, man. Uh, Everyone has problems. Everyone does. And if you overcome your problems, guess what? There's another problem right around the corner. Overcoming problems is just a part of everyday life. And yes, we have our own problems, and then we have problems that we share with the rest of society. Now, the problem we have that we share with the rest of society, like, with what's going on in the world today, um, that's something that we may not have power to fix individually, but as a society we can, if we all work together as a team. But individually, say, like, I I complain all the time. I don't believe in myself. Okay, I got to find something motivative, something positive, inspirational to help me. That's focusing on myself. Uh, so, yeah, too many people wait around for motivation to hit them like lightning. Guess what? It's not going to happen. Even though you're not going to get struck by lightning almost every day, you do have a shot at finding motivation. It's there, it's in front of you. Just open your eyes and look. Um, and even if you don't see it, it is there. Just takes time. You got to work on yourself. So they say, I'll start when I feel ready, or I'll go after it when the timing is right, or I'll move when I'm more confident. Pretty much it's wait, 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 wait. But here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Ready is a myth, man. It's a myth. Okay? Um, you will never be ready. You just got to do it. Can't think, ah, oh, I'm so busy, I can't do it right now. No, you can do it right now. You just got to find the right method to do it while you're doing other things. So confidence doesn't come before action, it comes from action. I will say that again. Confidence does not come before action, it comes from action. You got to take action in order to gain the confidence you need to motivate yourself, to inspire yourself. Clarity doesn't come before movement, it comes from movement. So, in order to find clarity, you got to move. Okay, you got to do what you have to do to help yourself in a positive way, of course. Um, if you wait until everything feels perfect, you'll stay exactly where you are. Nothing is going to be perfect for you. Everything out there is not going to be perfect for you. You could try to look for perfection, but you might wind up with good or something that makes you go, this is crap. But looking for perfection is better than not doing it. So, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Okay? because if you do, you're going to just stay where you are. You've got to take action. You are the one who makes things perfect for yourself. Exactly, man. Yes. So, also, confidence doesn't come when you pretend. That is something I've came across many times. Pretend. People faking it. They pretend all the time. You know, they put a mask on too. I don't mean like, I don't even have a mask in here right now. Um, they put on a mental mask or an invisible mask. Uh, there are times when you should do that, but when it comes to being confident in yourself, you got to take that invisible mask off. Um, so don't pretend. Be for real. So this year is calling for something different from you. It's called, what's it called? It's calling for ownership. You own yourself. No one owns you. If someone owns you, yeah, it's gonna be hard to be confident. It's gonna be hard to be motivated, inspired. No one owns you. You're not a slave. And there are different categories of slavery today. Um, the most current category of slavery today is actually hidden from us. I discovered it a few years ago, and you will find it in the US. It's called citizenship based taxation. Basically, you are a tax slave to the US government, regardless where you live in the world. That is actually a form of slavery, CBT. But you know what? I refuse it. I am not a slave. No one owns me. I own myself. My who I am my property. I am not the property of anyone else. Shh, I don't want my wife to hear that. uh, anyway, ownership is important. You got to own yourself. So, ownership of your time, ownership of your choices, ownership of your growth. Take ownership of your life. And yes, thank you for subscribing. I am so happy you did that. Okay, so yes, when it comes to ownership, you are the owner of yourself. You're the owner of your actions. You are the owner of what you do in life that defies you. It's not what's inside that defies you, it's who you are, what you do. You own what you do. So you don't need a perfect plan, although you can make that plan as perfect as possible. You need a decision. The decision can lead to the plan. So, for example, what am I going to do tomorrow? I have to decide what I am going to do tomorrow. I think tomorrow I am going to finish working on the cacao powder, the chocolate bars, and all that. Okay, that's my decision. Now I'll plan it out. See? Um, a decision to stop repeating the same patterns and expecting new results. That is a big decision. So we're talking about new year, new you, new year, new me. Okay, so the biggest decision we should make this year is to stop repeating the same patterns that don't work, the same patterns that we expect to receive new results from. If you stay on if you stay on the current course, the same course that does not, I repeat, that does not create new results, then you're making a bad decision. You're not motivated. You're not inspired. So I am also a beekeeper. There were things I did as a beekeeper, decisions I made that sometimes killed my bees. It sucks. If I continued to make that same decision, repeating those same patterns, no new results would come out. I had to change me, change my technique, and new decisions, new patterns, new results. So I do take care of European honeybees, Asian honeybees, and I just started with stingless bees. I've taken a long break from European honeybees just because they are difficult to work with. The maintenance for them is extremely high. All the diseases and viruses they get. So I work with Asian honeybees because they take care of themselves. Just don't want to make them mad. And they're very picky too and sensitive. So I made mistakes with them. I had to change how I made the decision on how to take care of them. New patterns, so new decisions, new patterns, new results. Now I have 15 hives of Asian honeybees. I just have to make sure they don't get mad and just leave. And now I work with stingless bees, which they're super easy, but they're annoying. Luckily, I have not made any mistakes with them yet. So remember, you don't need a perfect plan. You need a decision to stop repeating the same patterns, the same mistakes, and expect new results. So let me ask you something, and I want to hear you in the comment box. No judgment, just honesty. What did you promise yourself last year that never happened? What did you promise yourself last year that never happened? If you're wondering why I'm looking one way and the other, it's because I got two cameras on me. So sorry about that. But really, what did you promise yourself last year that never happened? Anybody? Hey, I'm doing good. Uh, Motivation Saturday is back. So thanks for asking. I hope you're doing good too. Remember, new year, new you, new energy. So come on, I want to hear. What did you promise yourself last year that never happened? Anybody? Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so I'm not going to shout out names here, but I will read it out loud, so you're safe. I wanted to conquer and get away with better grades like beyond expectation, but couldn't do that. Okay, you know what? I see that. I see that as um, a good promise. Um, I've known students who wanted to get good grades. They made it their mission, and they felt like they failed. Okay, so school is a different story. Um, you have a while to go. That means you got numerous chances, past, present, and future. You still have that chance. So, yeah, go ahead. Do it this year. You can succeed. You know, by making your grades go up, you have to work hard. So, a little bit about me as a student. Um, I didn't start off as a straight A student. When I was in school, I was like maybe a C student. And then in grade 8, I decided I'm going to start working harder. And I did, and I started improving myself. Okay, so I will answer that. Am I from Australia? No, I am not from Australia, but I would like to go there someday. So um, I'm a I know a few Australians here in Thailand. That's where I am in Thailand. I know a few Australians here. Okay, so I'll give you a hint where I am from. I am from a country that loves war, chaos, and anarchy, and I am embarrassed to be from there. Okay, so anyway, back to grading. Um, it wasn't until really my sophomore year of high school, grade 10, when I really started bringing up my grades because I worked day and night really hard. Um, and since then, I've been doing great in school. Um, I dropped off a little for my first master's degree because I was just so overwhelmed with everything. For my second master degree, I really kicked it and did great. Um, but anyway, yeah, when it comes to being a student, it takes two to get a good grade: the student working hard and a teacher that really cares. So I believe in you. You'll make your grades go up. You'll do good. You'll work hard. A few times you will stumble, but you know what? That's normal as a student. Just keep working hard. Uh, yes, I am from Thailand. You're German. Okay, so Germany 100%. And no, I am not responsible for what my government does. Thank you for telling me that. I'm still embarrassed because of them. Um, I used to work for them. Luckily, I don't do that anymore. I saw the light and I was like, bye. And boom, here in Thailand, baby. I love it. Freedom. Well, to a certain extent, but I have more freedom here than I did in the U.S. Empire. Anyway, anyone else? Come on. What did you promise yourself last year that never happened? Does anyone else have something to tell me? Come on, tell me what you promised yourself last year that never happened. Exactly. I made a good decision coming to Thailand. Everyone thought I was crazy, but I'm living uh, an easier and happier life than they are. So come on, what did you promise yourself last year that never happened? Don't be shy. You can tell me. Okay. Where are you from? Mm, you're you're from Germany. So I have someone here on YouTube, uh, and they want me to guess where they're from. I think you're from Germany, correct? Australia? What about Antarctica? I don't know. Can anyone be from Antarctica? Yeah, it's funny. I did create a character. He's from Antarctica. He's a character in my book, Space Quest Uncharted Space. A little crazy counselor he is. But anyway, what did you promise yourself last year that never happened? Can anyone tell me? Okay, so I am from India, bro. India. I have a lot of friends from India here. Uh, and they like when I try to speak with their accent. It's so funny. First, I thought I was disrespecting them, but man, I was surprised with how much they loved it. So, mm, my country is mid, 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 mid. Yo, Timothy, what do you mean? How much should you give me? Uh, well, I'm not really looking for money. I'm not really looking for money, man. But thank you anyway. I don't really like taking money from people unless I'm selling something to them. Oh, you're from India too? Okay, that's cool. I am from the U.S. Empire, the corrupt states of America. Wow, I'm asking people what they promised themselves last year that never happened, and I'm getting some really fun conversations here. You know what we're doing right now? We are creating a humorous conversation. And you know what humorous conversations do? They create motivation and inspiration. I love this. This is probably the best motivation Saturday I've ever done. It's funny. It's first motivation Saturday, but I'm not going to really say it's the first motivation Saturday because I've had to change the day. So this is the best one yet. Cool. Now, it's okay, man. You don't have to send me $1,000, but thank you. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Um, so what are some things you promised yourself last year that never happened? So someone gave me a good example. Their grades, they wanted to bring their grade up, and it didn't quite happen. That's actually one of the perfect examples. Another example could be that business you said you wanted to start. Have you ever wanted to start a business but just didn't? Um, that's a funny one. That's hilarious. So, do you do motivation in the positive way or do it on in a hard way like cursing? Well, it depends. I mean, the cursing way, I've done it before, but I was being funny. So when I okay, here's the thing. I used to be a soldier, and for one think it was like close to a year, I actually was doing drill. I was a drill instructor for in the Air Force as an officer in the Civil Air Patrol, and I had to curse a lot, but I was trying to be funny as well. Thank you. So someone asked me if I noticed something about me myself, and they said that I look good. Thank you. Mwah. I look good. Okay, so I do like to motivate people through like comedy, being humorous, and I will curse. Um, and sometimes I will bring that soldier out of me too, but I try to do it in a funny way. um, but I also like to try to stay positive. So, um, well, the thing is, I grew up in the army. I grew up in the army because my a lot of my family members were in the army, but I was always on an Air Force base. I joined the Civil Air Patrol. I had cross training with almost every branch of military and special forces, and that was fun. But you know what? I'm done with that life. I got a lot of good training and cool. Anyway, yeah. Uh, let's try not to be rude to each other on here. We can crack jokes, have fun, and tease, but let's try not to be like really mean to each other. I want all nationalities on here, even if it's American. I accept it. Just let's just not really put people down. So promises that we've made to ourselves that never happened. Like I said before, that person once said, their grades, or I mentioned the business. A lot of us want to start a business. I actually started my own small business, super small. It's just I get it done whenever I have the tools. I like to sell honey when I have it, of course. I got to rely on the bees, so I can't be like, "Hey, make me honey now." Uh, the Asian honeybees would be like, "Screw you," and they'll probably sting me and then leave, or just leave. The European bees, they'll just sting me and die of a disease or something. And then the stingless bees, they can't do anything to me. Anyway, um, what about that goal you said you'd commit to? We all have committed to a goal in life, or you know, we all commit to like some type of goal. Have you ever committed yourself to a goal, but it never came true? You never succeeded in accomplishing that goal? So everyone gets that random motivation to make or start a business once in life, and the person thinks that idea would blow the hell out of. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. I get what you mean. We all have done that. We all come up with an idea for a business, like, man, that business is going to be awesome. It's going to really blow up. And then either you do it and it's like, what the hell happened? Or you think harder about it. It's like, no, maybe not because of this and that. But you know what? You got to start small with the business. And even if it means staying small for a long, long time, that's better than growing it and then it just blows up. So start small and big, or start small and stay small, because that might actually be better. Small businesses turns out to be um, a favorite for customers than a big business. Um, I want to go to a lot of countries, really. Okay, so same with the goal. We talked about the goal. What about that version of yourself you said you wanted to become? Now, that really speaks volumes here because new year, new you, new energies. And I did talk about versions earlier, not virgins, versions. Um, so, like, what version of yourself do you want to be? Or what version of yourself do you want to become? Um, Okay, so in a way, I do want to visit India, but in a way, I don't. I have a friend, a coworker. He lived in India for like 8 years, and he says that you can't breathe there because of the air pollution. India, the culture of India is so freaking beautiful, but the country itself can be really dirty. So yeah, I know where you're coming from on that. Um, you got an exam coming up. Okay, what kind of exam? Yeah, I know I would probably enjoy India depending on where I go. I want to go to the part of India where Prince Siddhartha Buddha meditated under that tree. Uh, Newsflash, I was a Buddhist monk at one time. um, okay, well, it's your school exam. Okay. Um, what's the subject? Physics. Oh man. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but physics is definitely not my strong thing. Chemistry, math. But here's the thing. Um, when it comes to chemistry, physics, math, any subject, find what best works for you. Okay. Well, you got examine all subjects. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's math, English, science, religion. Here's what helped me in school. I had to find a study method to help me with my studies so I would not fail an exam. Um, you have to find your own method. But as I talked about earlier, make the decision on finding your own method, plan it out, commit to it. How are you going to study? Um, what do you have to study with? What do you know might be on the exam? You got to come up with a method of studying. So, for me, like for example, say like I have a review sheet and I have 10 questions on there. Um, I would focus on the first one, second one, third one, and then fourth one. I would focus on the first one and continuously go over it multiple times. If I know it, I move on. And then every time I move on to another question, I would go back to the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, while I'm working on the other ones and see if I can remember those and add them together. Now, that's my method, and it really helped me. Um, so you just got to find your own method. But as I said before, in order to find your own method, you have to decide on finding your own method. Make the plan. Got to motivate yourself. You got to be motivated. Um, The motivation is a big part of it. No, I cannot rap. I used to rap battle in high school. I was okay at it, but that's long gone. Okay, so anyway, let's move on. So the past doesn't get to shame you, but it does get to teach you. So don't be ashamed of your past, because if you're ashamed of your past, it's gonna let you down. Whether you've done terrible things in your past or you've done some bad things in your past, don't let it shame you. Use it as a way to focus on the present and the future. Like, for example, say you told someone that their clothes are super ugly and it makes them look fat. And now you feel ashamed of that. Think about what happened in the past and don't repeat it in the present or the future. You can use it as a strength to strengthen yourself to be better than you were in the past. So don't be ashamed of your past. I don't know what I said if it makes any sense, but so the past doesn't get to shame you, but it does get to teach you. So you will learn from your past so you don't make the same mistakes in the present and the future. And the lesson is this: intentions don't change lives. Intentions don't change lives. Actions do. So you got to take the right actions to make the positive changes in your life. Don't intend on making those changes. Make them. Like Master Yoda says, there is no try, just do. So this year isn't about doing everything at once. It doesn't matter how good you are at multitasking. This year just doesn't have anything to do with everything at once. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing the next right thing constantly. So we should always strive to do the right thing. How do we do that? Well, it's kind of like what I said earlier about business, small steps. So you got to take baby steps, small steps, daily discipline. You have to be disciplined. And here's an example. So I know that in today's world, a lot of people will look at black belts in the world of martial arts as fakes. And yes, a lot of black belts in the world and in the world of martial arts, a lot of them are fake. I mean, when I found all this stuff out about how fake they were, I was like, wow, this is disappointing. So I made it a mission of mine to not fake it. I work hard in martial arts. I'm 40. I've been doing martial arts since 4. I have black belts in multiple styles. It's a discipline of mine. I don't fake it. I don't pretend. And we talked about faking and pretending earlier. It takes real discipline to be a real black belt. But, you know, it also takes a lot of disciplines to be a real black belt. Yes, motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. Exactly. So there are days where you can be motivated and days where you're not motivated, but the discipline should always be there. You'll find days where it's easy to be motivated. You'll find days where it's hard to be motivated, but you got to have that discipline, because that discipline can also help with motivation. So you got to think about progress over perfection as well. How do you make progress? What are you going to do to make progress? Well, we already talked about some of those tools earlier. um, make that decision and then make that plan. All that stuff fits into making progress. Your mission, your goals, and don't forget momentum. You got to have good momentum. Everything in life is one. Just like in the world of martial arts, we say that martial arts is everything. As a soldier, every weapon is one weapon. So motivation involves a lot of things. Inspiration involves a lot of things. Everything is one, but it's also numerous. It's up to you. You are your owner. You own yourself. You are the one who makes these decisions, these plans. You are the one that creates the momentum in your life. I can only be the fuel. I can only be the advisor. But it's you who take the action. As I said before, no intentions, action. So that's when everything starts to shift, when you focus on your momentum, your decisions, and all of that. So now I want you to listen closely. Your energy matters. You got to have energy. And there's two types of energies: mental energy and physical injury. Injury. Wow. Energy. You got to have, geez. For UFC, I do like UFC to a certain extent. It's good entertainment. Um, Cage fighters are in good shape, but what's missing is respect, honor, and discipline in uh, MMA. Um, MMA fighters are cage fighters. In my mind, they're not true martial artists, but they do have awesome technique. So I've done MMA. I enjoyed it, but I just didn't really like the cage fighting. I actually did fight in a cage once, and it was fun, but I just feel like there was no honor in it. But as I said, it's good entertainment. I love watching it here and there. But anyway, your energy matters. Physical energy, mental energy. And there's energy all around you, both positive and negative. I know you've probably heard of this before. Chi, your chi. Your chi is your inner energy. It can be both mental and physical. Yes, I know Conor McGregor. Um, is he disciplined? Not really, but I am a fan. I think he's awesome. Um, but I think he needs to focus more on his mind and discipline than exercise and fighting. He can exercise, he can fight, but he needs to work on his mindset. And I'm sure one day he will. I didn't say they were not good fighters. They are good fighters, but they just don't have the discipline and respect. Um, but then again, when it comes to MMA, you can also think of karate, jiu-jitsu, judo, taekwondo. You will have a lot of people in there who are cocky and arrogant and disrespectful. I know, I've seen it so many times. Um, but overall, MMA is a very useful art. It can help you, but you got to focus on everything at once. Don't focus on one style martial arts, focus on numerous. That's what makes a real mixed martial artist, not just two styles. So now, yeah, I know I'm going off topic here. I apologize. So, your energy, your chi, you got to focus on your chi. Um, it will help you. So, who you listen to does matter. You're listening to me right now. There's a reason why you're listening to me talk. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't like talking. I don't like being on a microphone or on camera and all that. I don't. I used to get camera shy. But you know what? That was one of my goals, to overcome camera shyness. So I overcame it. Uh, what you tolerate does matter, and how you talk to yourself matters. Can you inspire and motivate yourself? Yes, you can. Did I do that with myself? Eventually, yeah, but I had help earlier in life. What do I think about the CIA? I think they are a major cause of the problems in the world. And I have, I'm not going to go into more detail except that they are a problem. Um, but in earlier in life, I had motivators. I had, uh, wow, I had Sok Kinshi Hiroshi. He was my first martial arts master, master ninja. He helped motivate, inspire me, but I didn't really focus much on that until later in life when I was old enough to understand what he was teaching me. Jason David Frank, famous for Power Rangers. Oh, yeah, Jason David Frank. He wasn't an MMA fighter, but he was one of the rare breeds of MMA fighters. He actually practiced traditional martial arts as well. Super nice guy. He really helped people. He inspired and motivated me. He's the one that helped me in life. May he rest in peace. Um, so, if you carry last year's negativity into this year, you'll block this year's blessings. Now, carrying last year's negativity into this year, some of you are going to do that. Regardless, I'm sort of doing that, and I'm trying not to. But that's normal. That's who we are. We're human. Okay? The first step to making change to that is to admitting to it, and then deciding on a plan and how to overcome that negativity. So we got to do that. So if you carry last year's negativity into this year, you'll block this year's blessings. So clean, so maybe clean your house. Uh, Release the excuses. Drop the habits that drain you. Distance yourself from anything or anyone that keeps you playing small, that keeps you down. Now, that's something um, I've done multiple times. I distance myself from anything or anyone that kept me down. First, they kept me down and I stayed with them. But then when I realized, okay, I can't be around this person anymore because they're keeping me down, I had to get away. And that happens a lot to us. So, you know what? It's normal, but you got to be strong. Uh, you forgot everything about last year. Don't forget what happened to you last year. Don't forget everything from last year because you don't want to keep making the same mistakes. Um, it's history, it's a part of your history. Yes, cut those relationships that drain your history. I mean, that drain your energy. Wow. Need more coffee. So this is the year you stop shrinking to fit spaces you've outgrown. Um, you were not created to be average. You were created to evolve. We evolve each day, each week, each month, each year. You know, they say, oh, we shouldn't teach evolution in school. Well, you know what? There's so many different evolutions. Um, we are constantly evolving mind, body, and spirit. And I've done it. And I know you can too. So, and evolution requires discomfort. In order to evolve, you got to feel discomfort in order to evolve, in order to make that change in you. So it requires showing up on days you don't feel like it. So let's say you go to work, but you don't feel like being there, but you have to be there. It requires choosing discipline over excuses. Um, so, yeah, whew, I'm getting sleepy. So I have a mission for each and every one of you. And before I get there, I got to answer this question. How can I help you to achieve this goal? Um, well, which goal? I have a lot of goals, but focus on yourself right now, okay? What have you been doing on break? So, yeah, I've been on break for 3 weeks. What have I been doing on break? Whew. Um, I've been working with my bees, not as much. My Asian honeybees are just, working, try to stay out of their way. But I've adopted some stingless bees, so I started working with stingless bees. That's a new one for me, and I've been writing more books. I finished writing 2 more books. They're kids books, so it's my first kids book. My first kids story will be published next month in February of this year. It's called The Little Ninja. It's a kid's book. It has some colorful pictures, even has vocabulary and all that. So it's for like ages 4 and up. Um, um, and then in September, I publish The Curse of Lilith. If you're a fan of my vampire saga books, the 3 Markai stories I have out there, The Curse of Lilith is the prequel. It's the story that takes place thousands of years before the first Markai book. So the story has Adam and Eve, Adam and Lilith, and all of them. And it's super, super dark, gritty, and sick. Um, it's different from my Markai stories where, yeah, there's a little bit of creepiness to it, maybe some discomfort, but not that much. But this is very discomforting. Um, and then in October of this year, I will be publishing Birds of Prey, which is part of my Realms of Terror anthology. So, but I've been working on my books. Okay, challenge, Motivation Saturday challenge. I want you, if you don't have one out yet, please get out a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil or your phone and type this in your notes. I want you to write down your top 3 goals for this year. Be specific. Okay? Be specific. Write down your top 3 goals for this year. Make sure you are specific. Identify one habit that must change for those goals to happen. And then take one bold step or one bold action in the next 72 hours. No delays. And every morning remind yourself, I am consistent. I am capable. I am committed. Okay, I will say those again. I will do it again. So, Motivation Saturday Challenge. Write down your top 3 goals for this year. Be specific. Identify one habit that must change for those goals to happen. Take one bold action in the next 72 hours. No delays. And every morning, remind yourself, I am consistent. I am capable. I am committed. So this year, stop negotiating with your potential. Stop waiting for permission. Stop underestimating what you're capable of. New year, new energy, new standards, new you. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Be you. You don't need to be perfect. Now, go out there and create the moment you've been waiting for. Walk into this year with confidence, discipline, and purpose. Finish strong. Okay, make sure you finish strong. Believe in yourself. And you know what? For Motivation Saturday, I will see you next Saturday. Enjoy this week. Smile, laugh, be strong, and believe in yourself because I sure do believe in you. Bye.